Welcome back, warriors. Carnivore Soldier coming at you again from the trail. Let's do another walk and talk. So today you just get me, no Duke. I took Duke for a walk earlier in the neighborhood. I've been walking barefoot on his walks, where we have a good sidewalk and before it gets too hot out here. And maybe it's partially because I've read about grounding, although I'm not sure I totally buy into that yet, but it can't hurt. But I knew though that the wisest man in recorded history, the philosopher Socrates, was exclusively barefoot. And one of the things he said about it was that walking with shoes on dulled your mind because you didn't get any sensation from the soles of your feet, and there's a lot of nerves down there. So he said walking barefoot basically would stimulate your mind as you walked. And I think that's probably true. If you wore gloves all the time, you'd lose that sense of touch, that tactile feeling, right? So I thought I'd give it a shot. Okay, so first topic I want to talk about today is walking through a minefield. I learned in the Army, you never want to be the first guy through the minefield for obvious reasons. Unless you're a trained engineer and you got all the gear you need. But it's much better to let the trained engineers go forward, let them clear your path and mark all the mines or disable them, right? And then your odds of getting through are much better. So, same in Carnivore. We have a minefield that we need to navigate. And that minefield can be foods that trigger you. Could be holidays. Could be people challenging your beliefs. There's a lot of different things to consider that can reduce the effectiveness or even get you off track. So we have our engineers though, right? We got our YouTubers that have been there, done that. We've got, Dr. Anthony Chafee. We got Dr. Baker. We got all kinds of, Dr. Kiltz. There's all kinds of great doctors out there. Dr. Barry. You can name one after another that are pointing out where the mines are and telling us how to navigate successfully. And you just need to learn your body and how it reacts to carnivore and find the best way forward and avoid the pitfalls that are marked for you. And I think that's the best part of being in a community, whether it's a YouTube community or Facebook community. You got to find some community with some other carnivores who are walking the walk, that are in the minefield with you. Okay, let's talk about resilience. So in the Army, we trained a lot on this. We talked about it a lot with us and our troops. Resilience, super important. Resilience is how you get up, how fast you get up, how good you get up after getting knocked down. And, it's something we all experience in the military. But guess what? Even in civilian world, you're gonna get knocked down. You're gonna have physiological, psychological, and emotional lows. And how you deal with them is your resilience. Vince Lombardi once said that it's not whether you get knocked down, it's how you get up. It's if you get up and how you get up that makes a champion. I don't know about you, but I want to be a champion in my life. So that's where we're going to focus on that a little bit. So how do we develop resiliency? Becoming resilient requires getting knocked down, because you can't just read about it, you actually have to do it. And it's one of those things that every time you get back up, that becomes your habit, which becomes, your action actually of getting up becomes a habit. It becomes your character. He or she is a person that gets back up when they get knocked down, right? It's not unlike forging a sword where you get your molten metal, your hot metal and you hammer it, subject that metal to stress, and it strengthens it. Then you quench it, another kind of stress. It gets stronger. You whip it back out into the heat, you hammer it again. You know, it's until you get a fine piece of steel, balanced cutting weapon, you know, and that's what you need to do with you. You need to become that refined piece of steel, that balanced weapon, your body. And the only way to do that is getting the reps in. You know, it's not fun, but that's what Vince Lombardi was talking about. It's not when you get knocked down, it's when you get back up that matters. Everyone gets knocked down. Just don't be that person that stays down. You know, one of the things I loved about Ferrigno Freedom in his channel was in his first 120 days, he stumbled, he made mistakes, he ate Pop-Tarts. I mean, you know, that's great to see. Because to be honest, Dr. Chafee's great, Dr. Berry, you know, Dr. Baker, but those guys got their act together, right? We're not doctors, we're not MDs, we're regular people. And if all I saw were superstars like that, who had everything together, that looked like they had an amazing life already, winning at this, then I don't know how resilient I would be. I don't know how encouraged I would be to get back up when I got knocked down. But when I can see regular blue-collar Joes, you know, like me, out there gutting through it and getting up when they get knocked down and winning, again, like Rocky did, right? That's legit. That gives me hope. And it's super encouraging to see just regular people do it. And to know that you didn't have to have a certain kind of genetics, you didn't have to have a certain, you know, winning attitude all the time. You can start out just where you're at and embrace this thing and win. And that, to me, is huge. I mean, I've seen people all over from different starting points succeed. And this is why, you know, getting that YouTube following mentality is important, because seeing people win will encourage you, and you can win, right? And that's the fact. So find and support your YouTubers, because they're vital in this process for the carnivore message getting out. Subscribe to them, hit the notification bells, watch their videos when they come out, try to watch them all the way through. It helps the algorithm direct people towards those content creators, and we'll get the message out further, because you can know 100% it's not going to come out through the, you know, food and drug corporate sponsored media. Mainstream media is not going to play this stuff. So in fact, they'll do the opposite. They'll downplay it. So the only way we have to do it is getting these algorithms working in our favor, and you are vital in that. This is a war that needs to be fought. If you believe in it, definitely like, subscribe, make your practice each morning to turn on a YouTuber or two and watch their latest video, and like and subscribe. All right, guys, talk to you later. So this week I'll be putting up a new channel on my YouTube page, and it's Carnivore movie reviews. And I'm basically going to be doing movie reviews on documentaries from a carnivore standpoint. It'll be a pretty useful tool for you to find documentaries you can recommend to friends or family, or not recommend. And if they do ask questions about those documentaries, you can actually, you know, develop well-formed rebuttals, hopefully without having to watch it, or you can watch it with that information in advance, kind of knowing. So yeah, that's my new idea, starting with that sugar film, an Australian film that you'll have to watch my review to see what I think about it, but it'll be coming up. That review will be coming up this week. And anyway, stay tuned, like and subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss it. So in these movie reviews, I'll be evaluating and grading these movies in several areas. I'll first off talk about, you know, who directed it, what their history is. Then I'll probably talk about the production value, how well it's made, you know, how professional it looks. Then the entertainment value, you know, is it fun to watch? Is it interesting? Is it boring? Is it dry? And then finally, I'll be talking about it from a carnivore perspective. How good is the information? Is it actionable? Is it well presented? You know, does it align with what we believe as carnivores? Or, you know, a lot of these will have some truths, but not necessarily 100% agree. And it's always good to look at that, because some people might ask about it too. Maybe you didn't recommend it, but maybe someone asked about a movie, like Super Size Me, right? And, you know, knowing how to respond in a carnivore standpoint, like what, if you've ever seen that, I have, and I'll probably review it down the road. You know, you'll have some more information on, hey, this is good, but here's the real reason. It's not necessarily portion control, you know, it's the seed oils or whatever, and the sugar. So anyway, that's kind of the idea, the concept behind the movie reviews. All right, back from my walk, all showered and cooled off. It's nice and air conditioned here. I have one more announcement I want to go over. This Friday night at 7 p.m. Central Time, I'll be streaming on the Poco Moonshine Family channel. I was invited to join their carnivore chats discussion. So look for me there. I'll have a link down below so you guys can reserve the time, show up and ask questions, and enjoy the show. All right. Until next time, stay strong and drive on.